Hello. अस्तु नमः सर्वेभ्यः श्रूयते वा
आम् नमस्कारः
नमस्ते अद्य मम कार्यालयमेव अस्मि इदानीमपि तदर्थं कार्यालयात् एव स्वीकरिष्यामः अस्तु चिन्ता नास्ति प्रार्थनां कृत्वा प्रारम्भं करिष्यामः ॐ वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर् गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम् हरिः ओम् अस्तु okay so far what all have we learned? If I were to just recap a bit, given that for the past 4 weeks we have been doing mostly about Sanatana Dharma, so we'll go a little back, and if I were to just give a recap, we were looking at how to construct sentences, meaningful sentences in Sanskrit. We did Sankhya. We also saw what is a karta and who is a karta and who is a karma. Karma follows the karta. That was one form of a sentence that we learned how we do it. Right? Phalam bhumi padati. Or my favorite example, which I'll again bring today. Dasharatha denu drupaha denum dadati. Who is the karta? Drupaha. Who is the karma? Dhenu. Kriya dadati. We learned this structure. Nice, beautiful structure. Everything goes fine. Everything is great. Right? Now, I want to add more things to it. I just can't say, okay, dhenu. I want to say, what color dhenu? What should I do? I don't just want to say, is it Shweta dhenu, Hiranya dhenu? How should I do it? Right? I want to say not just that. Then I say, how did he give it? Where did he give it? Kutra dadati? I want to ask that question. Gangatira. Kutra dadati? Gangatira dadati. Gangatira. That is where it happens. Now, what does it mean? Gangatira dadati? Is he giving Gangatira? No. Is Gangatira giving? No. There should be some way of, intuitively getting this and saying, this is what it means. This is what a sentence means here. How do we go about doing that? Now, the beauty about the language Sanskritam is that it gives us a beautiful structure. What is called the theory of Karakas. Karakaha, Karakam, Karakani. In fact, there are Karaka means two things. Karaka actually means by means of doing something, by means of giving something, by means of doing this. Okay. Now that is a Karaka, the process of the one who is giving. Now that Karaka is a Pullinga Pada. Kru is the dhatu, and from there it comes. Okay, then, but Vakyam is sort of a Napunsaklinga Padam. So, by means the same Kru can be modified to say Karakam. That's a Napunsakalinga Padam. So, this whole theory of Karakani, Karakam, Karake, Karakani, correct, will give us a nice structure of working around this and saying, how do we do this? How do we frame good sentences in Sanskritam? Okay, let's start from there. Let's do one basic round and see what happens when we get into that nice Karaka stories. And this is where the power and the beauty of Sanskritam is, which makes it a little insightful to learn and a little more effortful to learn. But the power of Sanskritam lies in this. Okay. We saw this example and we will see this example for the entire day today. In fact, the whole class will be around the same, this one sentence. Nothing more, will not move beyond this sentence. Next week, I'll promise to bring very interesting stuff once we get the concepts right here. Okay. Ayodhya's king gives a cow from the shed with his head to a poor on the Ganga banks. Simple. Straightforward sentence. We all understand. What is the verb here? Gives. The action of giving is the action. The action being performed is that of giving. Okay. What is he giving? And who is giving? First of all, who is giving? I can frame a number of sentences here. Correct? I can frame a number of questions here. In fact, let's start asking questions. Who is giving? King. King is giving. First question. What is the king give? A king gives. I can put a full stop there. Right? King gives. What is the king giving? Second question. Important question. King gives a cow. King gives a cow. I can put a full stop there. Right? Second sentence. So this answered two questions here. Who is giving and what is being given? Okay. With what is he giving? And then the third question is, with what is he giving? With his own hand. King gives a cow with his hand. With what is he giving? With his hand. Correct? If you want, you can write this down. I should have put this down in slide. I didn't put it down in slides. I didn't get so much time today, unfortunately. But you can write this. Who gives? Start with the word gives. Who gives? Next week, probably I'll put that in question form also. Who gives? King gives. What does the king give? King gives a cow. With what is the king giving a cow? King gives a cow with his hand. Correct? King gives a cow with his hand. From where is the king giving a cow with his hand? From where? King gives a cow from the shed with a king gives a cow with his hand from the shed. Correct? Then I can put the fifth question. To whom is the king giving a cow with his hand from the shed? King gives a cow from the shed with his hand to a poor. I can ask that question. Sixth question. Which king gives a cow from the shed with his hand to a poor? Ayodhya's king gives a cow from the shed with his hand to a poor. Correct? Final question.
Where is it?
Where is Ayodhya's king giving a cow from the shed with his hand to the poor? Ayodhya's king gives a cow from the shed with his hand to a poor on the Ganga banks. Nice structure. How many questions?
7 questions, Mahodaya.
7.
7. 7. Anybody with less or more questions? No? 7 questions? Right? No? Is there any more question that anybody can ask in this? This is one sentence. These are the 7 vibhaktis. Or these are the 7 karakas. That's all. You will see how to do this in Sanskrit. Okay? Let us see what happens when we put this in Sanskritam. By the way, just to get more sense, count the number of words here and keep that in mind. There are 7 questions we have answered, and how many words have we used to answer 7 questions?
So in English, there are 18 words. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 words to answer 7 questions. Correct? Let us see what happens when we move to Sanskritam. I have color coded exactly all the words exactly the way they are in English. Okay? All the black ones in English are all extra words. Okay? Ayodhyayaha Drupaha Goshtataha. I can say Goshtat also. We will see Goshtat as well in usage as we go. Goshtataha Hastena Nirdhanartham. Arthvat Nirdhanaya. Both are equivalent. Nirdhanartham Gangatire Dhenum Dadati. How many words?
just 8.
8. Why 8? I will take out Dadati. That is this one, no? That is the Kriya. Right? If we take out the Dadati, how many words?
7.
7. 7 questions, how many words?
7.
7 questions, 7 words. Simple. No question, no more complications in life. No conjunction, no interjection with what, his, that, I, there, where, no problems that way. 7 questions, 7 questions, 7 answers. All one-word answers should be given. Okay. This is the structure. This is how it should work. This is how all sentence construction works in Sanskritam. Given this, what will happen now? Let me do a small change of things here. Okay. So I said, let me draw up a relationship table, just like what we just did. Questions, right? Kaha dadati. Dadati is in the center. Everything revolves around this Kriya Padam dadati. Okay. Kaha dadati. There is a karta. There is necessarily somebody who is doing the action. Kaha dadati, nrupaha dadati. Kim dadati. It should be Kam dadati, but we will see that. We will see that form later. Kim dadati, denum dadati. Karma. We have seen karta and karma. We have formed these sentences also earlier. Correct? Kena dadati. With what did he give? Hastena dadati. With his hand. With his hand became hastena. One hand, one word. Finish. Even many hands also one word only. Don't get it wrong. So yeah. Hastena dadati. Kimartham dadati athva kasya krite dadati. Or kasmai dadati. I can ask all these three. It will be 1 minute. I will just make this hide. Okay. Kasmai dadati nirdhanaya nirdhanartham nirdhanasya krite dadati. I can do any of this. What have we seen? Rupaha denum hastena nirdhanaya dadati. Simple. Kutaha dadati or kasmat dadati, from where? Kutaha. We have seen the question kutaha so far. Kasmat dadati, goshtataha dadati or goshtat dadati. Drupaha denum hastena nirdhanaya goshtat dadati. Okay. Now I asked, Kasya Nrupaha, which king? Where did the king come from?
Ayodhya.
Ayodhya.
Ayodhyayaha Nrupaha. Ayodhyayaha Nrupaha denum hastena nirdhanaya goshtat dadati. Finally, Kutra. Kutra dadati. Where? Where is this whole action taking place? Ganga tire dadati. Ayodhyayaha Nrupaha denum hastena nirdhanaya goshtataha Ganga tire dadati. Okay. Straightforward. Let us see this now. We have done this whole Anvaya.
Mahodaya, can you please share the earlier slide for a few
Yeah.
minutes? Yeah.
Any questions so far?
Thank you.
Astu. Now, let us see the beauty of this construction. What happens because of this? I have shown this earlier, but this is just to refresh your memories. This is my original statement, right? Ayodhyayaha nrupaha dadati dhenum hastena nirdhanartham goshtata gangatire. This is exactly what is there here. Ayodhya's king gives a cow. This gives, I have put it here in green in the same place where it is appearing in the English version as well. Just that one-to-one mapping I have tried to do here. Okay. Gives a cow with his hand to a poor from the shed on the Ganga banks. Makes sense? This statement makes sense. Now let us say if I try to interchange a few words here and there, what will happen? Okay. In Sanskritam, I have changed this. The color coding, you can see how the color coding is getting changed. Position of the color coding where it is changed. Dhenum dadati. Dhenum is still red and dadati is still green. Ayodhya, Drupa and all those are maintaining their own colors. Only thing is the positions are getting changed. All right. Dhenum dadati. Ayodhyayaha Drupaha hastena nirthanartham goshtata gangatire. This will not have any change in meaning from what it was earlier. Because Drupaha is still the Karta, Dhenum is still the Karma. Earlier, Drupaha, Dhenum Dadati, Drupaha Dadati, Dhenum, all are one and the same. Drupaha is still the Karta, Dadati is the action, Dhenum is the Karma. Dhenum Dadati Ayodhyayaha Drupaha Hastena Nirdhanartham Goshtataha Gangatire. Now let me put exact way it would be in English. A cow gives Ayodhya's king with his hand to a poor from the shed on the Ganga banks. All that I am doing is I am changing the position of the words. That's all. Please note. I have not done anything else. So when I am changing the position of the words in Sanskritam, I am also changing the position of this one also. Okay. Correct. So this is very, very different. I think everyone is now muted, so I think it's okay. Yeah, everyone is muted. Don't worry. Thank you. Yeah. So a cow gives Ayodhya's king with his hand to a poor from the shed on the Ganga banks. You see what happened, right? From Ayodhya's king giving a cow, the cow is giving Ayodhya's king. Now we suddenly changed the cow to be a Kamadhenu. All of a sudden, the Karta became Karma, Karma became Karta in English. But in Sanskritam, it did not change. Sanskritam's clarity was still maintained. Let's see what happens in the next round. Dhenum hastena dadati Ayodhyayaha nrupaha nirdhanartham goshtataha gangatire. Even though I am pushing Drupa out and out and out, I am trying to push it as far as possible. It still remains the Karta for me. No way is changing. He says, I am the one giving, no matter what. I am not coming from anywhere. Drupa is staying as Drupa. English, let's see what happens. A cow with his hand gives Ayodhya's king to a poor. Ayodhya's king himself is being given to the poor. Very good. From the shed to on the Ganga banks. Okay. Ganga tire nirdhanartham hastena dadati dhenum Ayodhyayaha nrupaha goshtataha. Still Drupa has gone to the last, almost the last, this one. Here, on the bank, on the Ganga banks, to a poor with his hand gives a cow, Ayodhya's king from the shed. This sentence, please, if anybody can decode this sentence to me, I will also be happy. I could not understand this English sentence, by the way. It did not make any meaning to me, at least. By the way, please note, all these sentences are very much valid in English as well. None of these are grammatically wrong. Grammatically, if you open Wren and Martin and check, none of these are wrong. Okay? Meaningfully, they are meaningless. All right. Goshtataha denum dadati ayodhyayaha nrupaha hastena nirdhanartham gangatire. From the shed, a cow gives Ayodhya's king with his head to a poor on the Ganga banks. Now a cow became him and hand and so on and so forth. I have no idea what is happening. So I don't know. Okay. So long answer short, things can change. Now, I know that we have all heard somewhere or the other in many places also that things can be done like this. You can change the structure of the word, you can change the structure of the sentence by putting anything anywhere, ideally. But when we begin to write, ideally, if you are doing the karta karma combination, have the karta karma kriya combination to maintain sanctity. It gives a lot of sense to it initially. Then we can do these changes. One. Second thing, is it always true that you can always make these changes? No. There are going to be certain rules. I will show you one of them. Yeah, we can move to the next one and see. First and foremost thing, all the questions asked, where are they being asked and to whom are they being asked? They should all be related. If it is to Kriya Padam, then you can put anything anywhere. If it is to any of the others, then it will have to follow that. We'll just follow it. We'll just show you. I'll just show you how it comes. Kaha dadati Drupaha karta. We saw that. Kim dadati dhenu karma pada. We saw that also. Kena dadati hastena. Now this hastena is called karana. Please remember this word karana. Okay. Okay. This is called karana. Very, very important. Please remember these certain technical terms. It becomes easy to then construct sentences. Karana. Karana answers the question kena. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah. So, kasmai athva kasya krite athva kimartham. This is answered by what is called sampradana. Sampradana. Pradana. Samyak pradayati sampradana. That's all. Pradana. Okay. Then kutaha kasmad dadati. Apadana. Apadana. Okay. Then relationship, that is sambandha. Whenever you need to put this sambandha, this is where the structure of the sentence is very important. The sambandha cannot go with, has to be associated with one of the other things. I can say here, Drupaha dhanikasya dhenum hastena nirdhanaya goshtat dadati. Then, if I say dhanikasya dhenum, it will become it will become the cow that belongs to a dharika. Okay. Or Drupaha Ayodhyayaha Dhenum Hastena Nirdhanaya Goshtad Dadati. Then it becomes Ayodhya's Dhenu, not Drupa's Dhenu. Currently it is Drupa's Dhenu that is giving. I can equally well say Drupaha Ayodhyayaha Dhenum Hastena Nirdhanaya Goshtad Dadati. Then the cow belongs to Ayodhya, not to Drupa. Okay. Similarly, I can say, okay, Drupaha Dhenum, okay, Bharyayaha Hastena Nirdhanaya Koshta Dadati. Still, the action of giving is being done by the Drupa, but the giver is his wife. Bharyayaha Hastena. Then this whole thing changed. So this has to go with something where it is to be. Sambandha is very clearly to be associated with something. Okay. With what is that sambandha there? Where is that relationship being established? Very important. All right. So it is very, very important that it is not always that you can, all words cannot be jumbled up and said. There are certain words that need to maintain their place, position. But more or less, you can always change the order of the words. That is one important statement, right? Finally, Kutra dadati, Ganga tire dadati, Ayodhyayaha Drupa. Let's go clockwise here. Ayodhyayaha Drupaha, Dhenum Hastena Nirdhanaya Goshta Ganga tire dadati. Finish. Cycle. The moment you draw this whole thing, your sentence formation is complete. All that we need to do is we just need to do this. Okay. This is called from Apadana Sambandha. The place where it is happening is called Adhikarana. Adhikarana, Adhisthana Athva Adhikarana. All right. This is how sentence formation from a very Vyakarana perspective, grammatically correct, grammatically right, grammatically the sentences get formed in Sanskritam. Any questions until this point? More than happy to address questions. As we go along, we'll do a lot of examples for the next 6-7 weeks. We're going to spend only on this. And you will talk more than I from next week onwards. Okay, so don't worry about it. Please make sure you are familiar with these stuff, because I am not going to be, I am very clear. I don't want to talk about Prathama Vibhakti, Dvitiya Vibhakti and so on and so forth. We'll ask specific question, Karta Kaha, Karma, Karma, Karta, Karma, Ka, Karma, Kim, Karma, Ka, all those things. Karana, Karana, Kim, Sampradana, Apadana, Adhikarana. We'll talk only of these things. Okay, please make yourself comfortable. I want, because the reason is that once we know this and once we start internalizing these things, learning vibhakti is because, I mean, then committing that vibhakti to a memory is very, very simple. Then we only need to know some patterns that is going on there. Okay. That way, that also we will see how to get there. Okay. So we will do this. Okay. Last 2 weeks we did the first thing that we saw from this was from the a key takeaway message from Sanatana Dharma, right? What was it? Adhishtanam tata karta karanancha pratak vidam vividasya pratak cheshta daivam chaivatra panjamam. This is what we saw originally in that first when I was bursting certain myths. The fruits of our action are dependent on 5 things. Correct? Now let us see how that translates back into this sentence formation. That's why I always say that, you cannot delink a culture with the language. There is a way that it gets attached. Our strong belief is this. There are 5 things that get attached to this one. Let us see how these things get to these 7, translate and transform to these 7 karta, karma, adhisthana, adhikarana, etc., etc. Karta, doer. Karta, currently because we are doing karta pradhana, so it is karta. Adhishthanam, correct? That's where it begins. Adhishthanam, that is the karma which is getting done, and the adhikarana, where it is getting done. So when the cow is given in a cow shed, it means something. When the cow is given in the Yagyashala, it is different. When the cow is given on a Ganga Tira, it is different. We understand? Or when the cow is given at the gunpoint to somebody, it is a very different activity. Right? When the cow is given because, when it stopped giving milk, so I am giving the cow away, that is a different story. That doesn't happen on this one. When it is given up in a cattle market, it is a difference. Where it takes place, adhisthana, right? All these have bearing on the results of what the action is happening. Correct? So one, there is karma, that is dhenu. And where it is happening, where is that action taking place? So if it is giving on the Ganga Tira, we can very well say, okay, it is some Shreshta karma that is happening there. So the phala is also going to be something different. Let us say it was happening in a cattle market. Then we know that if it is in the cattle market, then it's a give and take. It's for money. There is an exchange of something that's happening. He's giving that cow for some cash. That is a different meaning. Let us say he was giving it as dana in a yagyashala. That has a very different meaning. Let us say he was giving it at because somebody invaded the kingdom at gunpoint. He was giving it to somebody, right? In his own palace, he was giving it. That has a very different meaning, right? So the adhisthana carries a lot of weight. That is a combination of karma and adhikarana. If you see here, this is adhikarana, this is karma. This is adhikarana, that is where it is, and this is the karma. The action is the cow which is being given. Where it is being followed out is the adhisthana. Together they form the adhisthana. Okay, and that's exactly what this is. This shloka is also saying. Adhisthana plus karma plus adhikarana, adhisthana. It has taken that term of adhisthana for it. Correct? Then karana, the instrument, or plus the doer's skill, etc., etc., etc. Karana. With his own hand he is giving. Hastena dadati. All that he could have done is Bharyayaha hastena dadati. That also he could have done. Or Sevakasya hastena dadati. He could have just ordered his Sevaka to go and give that cow. Bhatasya hastena dadati. Okay, you go give it. Okay, that is another attitude. Correct. So that becomes important. Karana, if you look at this term, Adhishtanam. Adhishtanam is the most important one. Karta, Karana. We have seen the three. Hastena. In this case, Karana is the Hastena with his own hand. If you look at this, Hastena, this is Karana. Correct. Vividaha Pratak Cheshtaha. Everything else that is happening there. That is Sampradana, Apadana. For what purpose? To whom? From where? Plus Sambandha. Right? Sampradana is what? Nirdhanaya. He is giving it to a poor. Let us say he was giving it to a rishi. It has a very different meaning, no? Or alternately, he was giving it to some cattle merchant, another cattle merchant. That has a very different meaning. If he was giving it to some rich fellow, it has another meaning. The results will be different for all this, right? Similarly, Apadana, from his own shed he is giving it. From the shed. Let us say he had stolen that from somewhere and he could have given that. That has a different meaning. So all the other activities that are related to this, Sambandha, what is the status of that Rupa? Ayodhya's king is giving. Ayodhya's king is a great this one. Let us say the same thing. Lankayaha Rupa, Ravana is giving it. Then that is a, you'll say, Lanka's king, no, okay, he is a useless fellow, it has some meaning. So that Sambandha has a very different meaning. So with just only looking at this, you can make out. Now in sentence formation, these are all things which is in our control. What is not in our control? Daiva Jaiva Trapanchama. Right. So this is how the sentence construction and sentences get formed in Sanskritam. So that the reason I brought this is because our culture is very strongly related to the language. These five translate to these activities here. Okay. Then how do they translate back to Vibhakti? Karta. Karta comes in the Pradhama Vibhakti always. In Karta, Karta is in the Pradhama Vibhakti. Karma is the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Karana is the Tritiya Vibhakti. Of course, there is one more Prayoga. That is a Kartari. This is what I am calling in the Kartari Prayoga. But in the Karmani Prayoga, it will change. But just keep that in mind. I don't want to confuse you right now. This is the Kartari Prayoga. Karta Pradhana. Okay. Sampradana is Chaturthi. Apadana is Panchami. Sambandha is Shashti Vibhakti. Adhikarana is what is called Saptami Vibhakti. Okay. So, we will stop for now. We will stop here. Tell me if there are any questions until this point. I want to take this a little slowly because this can be a little daunting.
So that last slide, could you just show it for just a
Yeah,
minute
I will.
more, please?
I will.
Thank you.
Is there a rule that any two vibhaktis should go together?
There is, we will learn them.
Okay.
And not any two vibhaktis. Anything in the same vibhakti mean the same thing, as in will go together. So any two vibhaktis should go together. Can you specify what you're saying?
No, you were explaining that is karma and adhikarana together becomes adhishtana.
No. No, okay. This karma and adhikarana become adhisthana. That was only for the specific purpose of this shloka. That's all.
Okay.
It has got nothing to do with the rule of the sentence formation.
What is the someone in the given sentence?
Ayodhya yaha nrupaha.
Okay.
Here, this one.
Right.
The nrupaha is related to Ayodhya. Ayodhya is related to the nrupa.
That is also specific to that sentence, is it?
Yes,
Ayodhya.
very much. Not just the sentence. Sambandha is always related to only that particular word. So that's why these two should go together. They should follow. This one, what is that? This word should follow the sambandha. As I said, Ayodhya yaha dhenum, if I had written, it would be totally different. Rupaha Ayodhya yaha dhenum. That means Ayodhya's cow is being given by this
Then
Rupa.
Dhenu becomes karta, is it?
No. Dhenu will still be karma. I can say Rupaha Ayodhya yaha dhenum hastena nirdhanaya goshtat ganga tire dadati. That means the king gives Ayodhya's cow with his hand from the goshta, from the shed on the Ganga banks to this.
So this sambandham can this kasya can prefix any of the other questions, is it?
There are rules, we will learn them. There are certain rules, we will learn them.
Okay.
As we start making sentences, we'll realize. As we start making some sentences, we'll realize where they are applicable, where they are not applicable. Is there any easier way of doing it, etc., etc. Astu Apeksha Mahoday. Any other questions?
So the last slide which you shared, which had this order of karta being the prathama vibhakti and all that, order is mainly for active voice, correct?
Yes. This order, right? No, okay, you
Yes.
mean this one.
That list, yes. This order is for active voice.
You're right.
Active is kartari prayoga, is it?
Yes, this is called Kartari Prayoga. We will learn only Kartari Prayoga for now. We'll look at other things later. We'll only form simple active voice sentences. Okay? And we will see how they get formed also. Now, the rule is pretty straightforward. Prathama Vibhakti takes a certain form. What form it takes depends on the end of that word. Okay? If it is Akaranta Pada. Okay? Let's go to Ashtadhyayi. I like this. Okay. Akaranta. Krishna says, in fact, in Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, what is that? Aksharanam akarosmi. So you can take Akara is the name, is one of the names given to Vishnu himself. Okay. So Akara anta Pullinga Pada. That's why they have also said Lord Vishnu will start from there. So if you look at this form, Pratama, if you were to say Aha Karoti, that means Vishnu is doing something. Au Aha Au Karoti, Vishnu, Vishnau Karoti, Vishnu, as in there are two Vishnus doing something. Aha Karishyanti, Vishnus are doing something. Okay. Then or say Aham Karomi, Aham Vishnum Karo, Aham Vishnum Dadami. No, I'm not, no, you can't say that. Aham Vishnum Namami, Aham Vishnum Namami, Aham Namami, Namami, I Vishnum Namami. Correct, I can do that. Au, on. Anything that ends with this one, akara, will take these forms. Aha, au, aha, au, on. Ena, aham, ena. Okay. Adhikaran.
Hastena is
Hastena, yes. No, I want to use ena only. Akara, Vishnu. So from Vishnu, what with Vishnu, what can I do? Aham ena saha aham ena saha gavishyami. With Vishnu, I'm going with Vishnu. Aham ena saha gavishyami.
Is it that Akaranta words
Yes,
take these
Akaranta,
forms?
anything ending with Akara. Hasta. If you split the words, it will be
They
Hakara,
take these
Akara,
forms.
Sakara, Takara, Akara. Correct?
Can we use something like Ramaha, Ramo?
Correct. Ramaha.
This is Uk.
Vishnu is Ukara, right?
Epa, Akara, Makara, Akara. Right? The Visarga comes only after it becomes a Prathama Vibhakti. Until it becomes the Prathama Vibhakti, there is no Visarga. It is just ending with Akara. Let's look at Rama, for instance, here.
This is the Akarant Shabda, right? Sir?
See here. Yeah, this is Rama. Until it is Rama, it has no this one. Once Rama starts doing some action, he can be in any of these. Becomes a part of the action. Okay. Then it is Akaranta. Ramaha karoti. Sita Ramena saha gatavati. Sita Ramena saha agachat. Correct? That is the third, this one. Sita Ramaya. Sita Ramaya Chudamani Dattavati. Sita Ramaya Chudamani Dattavati. Correct? Ayachat. To Rama, she gave her Chudamani. Chudamani is the karma. Sita is the karta. Correct? Sita Ramat Angulikam Praptavati. Right? Ramasya Bharya Sita. Ramasya Bharya Sita Asti. Correct? Sitayaha Hridayam Rame Asti. Bhaktasya Sitayaha Bhaktihi Rame Asti. Correct? Sitayaha Shraddha Rame Asti. It is there in Rama. In Rama. Correct, no? I can form all these things in that way. This is how the whole thing comes about. Okay? And this is how it goes on. We can form, similarly, if I were to do Ikara. Oh, there is Ikara also. Ikara, the Pullinga Pada. Ihi, Yi, I. That is Harihi, Hari, Harayaha, Harim, Hari, Harin, Harina, Haribhya, Haribihi, Haraye, Haribhya, Haribhyaha, Harehe, Haribhya, Haribhyaha, Harehe, Harayoho, Harinam, Harau, Harayoho, Harishu, He Hari, He Hari, He Harayaha. Nice way of doing this. Okay. I can go im, ina, aye, ehe, au, he, byam, yo, ho, he, It sounds like some bird tweeting, you know. Ayaha, ibihi, ibyaha, inam, ishu, he, ayaha. I can go this way, I can go this way, I can do all these things. 21. Now this comes from what are called subanta or supratyaya. We will learn that. Next class we will see that in detail. Supratyaya, just like what we saw as ting pratyaya, these are called supratyaya. Hence these are subanta. And subant, as we saw for ting pratyaya, you need a dhatu. There is a dhatu to which ting pratyaya gets attached and forms a lakara and gives the kriya pada, right? How do we get the kriya pada? Kriya pada comes from dhatu, ting pratyaya plus gives dhatu, gives kriya pada. Kriya pada is equal to dhatu plus ting pratyaya. Similarly, we have what is called here pratipadikam. We'll learn that. Next class I will bring that. Pratipadikam. Pratipadikam plus sup pratyaya gives subandha. So Harihi, for instance, or Ramaha is a subandha. As such, Rama, or in this case, E here, is what is called Pratipadikam. Where were we? Rama. Yeah, this Rama is what is called Pratipadikam. When I add Visarga Aha to it, it becomes Ramaha, which is a Subandha. It can be then used in a sentence. As such, I can't use Rama. If I use Rama, then it becomes this Rama, Sambodhana. What is Sambodhana? Hey Rama, Katamasti. That does not have Visarga. Please note. If I use this in a sentence as Rama, then I'm actually addressing him and telling something. That's what it will be. Hey Rama, Shrunosi, Ayodhyayaha Nrupaha Denum Ganga Tire Dadati. Hey Rama, Rama, I can just say. That will become this Rama and not this Rama. There is a difference between. That's why the Sukshma is very important here. This Rama is different from this Rama. Okay. It can either be a Pratipadikam or the Sambodhana depending on the sentence, the way it is formed. Questions? I know it's been a little, if you are feeling a little heavy on this, it's okay. I'll give you time to milch over this. Take your time, no problems. Each week for the next 7-8 weeks. Okay. We'll do only practice. We have done Karta and Karma enough. Each Vibhakti we will take and understand how they go about and why they become whatever they become. We'll do for Akara, Ikara, Ukara, and we'll not do it the plain, what do I say? It should be tasty. Any dish should be tasty enough. No, you can't just, if you want to chew on something, it can't be bland. So what we will do it using one of the stories from Ganga Avatarana. Who was that? Last time somebody talked about Ganga Avatarana. Is Aparna Modaya? Yeah, you can ask the question. Who was that? Who was Ganga Avatarana last time?
The Sambodhana Vibhakti, Bahuvachanam, it is Ramaha only, it has Visarga.
Yes, Ramaha is Aha. So let's go here. Aha, aha, au, aha. It is not Ramaha, Ramaha. Aha. It becomes aha, not aha.
Okay, that remains the same in the Pratama and Sambodhana. Only the
Yes.
Ekavachanam.
That and the Dvivachana also remains the same. But only thing is this one changes. Okay. Okay. Ganga, what we will do, we will take Ganga Avatarana. That's a nice story, similar to what we did Surasa story. We will take some this one from Ramayana, from that Ganga Avatarana. The story should be complete. We'll take some shlokas. Identify the vibhaktis there. Identify the karakas there. That will give us an understanding of how to understand things. Also, we'll form a lot of sentences. What happens if this changes? What happens if that changes, etc., etc. So we'll do stories and a few shlokas. We'll do a combination of these to learn vibhaktis. Okay. This is the theory part of that whole vibhakti structure. Why do we read a vibhakti structure? One, to maintain compactness of the language. Remember, oral traditions have been passed on perfectly. Now, perfection is the key. One thing here or there will create a lot of trouble. Padini created this, or rather put this, or rather, he didn't codify, he actually documented. Okay, Padini only documented, by the way. He was not the creator of grammar, let's be very, very clear. He documented these and gave it as sutras. What was in his current norms of the day. Okay, he documented them 2,500 years ago. That documented form has come to us as is, as on that day, the way he created. Not a comma, not a full stop, nothing has changed. Pani sutras are very, very clear, crystal clear. Okay, so we can be grateful to that person who did so much of great thing, right? So today I need to wind up a little early for today. So if there are questions, I would like to take them.
Sir, I have been getting good, like, you also use it. When do we use that? It means something in the past, but exactly when to use this form?
When to use what?
The Praptavati or Praptavan and all those things.
Okay. Praptavan. That is the past tense usage. Okay, Tavatu we have not done. In this class, we have not done. Other sections have done that.
Right.
I know that other sections have done that. There's a reason we have not yet done it. I wanted a little more structure before we can use that form. We will do Lotalakara and then we will do it. So that I wanted to do this Vibhakti before that because Praptavan is like saying the giver as in was obtained, the obtainer of that.
The passive form, is it?
It is not a passive form, it is active only. Praptavan, Praptavati is active only, it is not passive. Aham, aham dhanam praptavan is as good as aham dhanam apraptam.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
It's exactly the same. Aham dhanam praptavan. The English equivalent will be the money. I was the obtainer of that money.
Okay.
In passive voice, money was obtained by me. That is different. I am only changing that obtained to obtainer.
Okay.
That er. So I'm making this obtain as a noun form. I'm using that as a noun form. I am the obtainer of that money.
Okay.
That is what Praptavan will mean.
Okay. It does not mean past
necessarily have already happened.
Okay. Past perfect.
So that means that the Kriya is made into a Namapada.
Is a Subandha. Yes. That's why I want to finish that Subandha form and then get to this Praptavan, Praptavati, because there the Linga Bheda will come in. Because what we have learned with Kriyapada so far is there is no Linga Bheda. And there are only 9 forms. There are only Pratama Purusha, Dvitiya, Pratama, Madhyama and Uttama Purusha and Vachana. Whereas with Praptavan, I can Praptavan, Praptavanto, Praptavantaha. It can take, it's a Pradipradikam. It's a Nakaranta Pada. Okay, that's the reason I did not do it. Others have already covered it. It's an easier way to do it also. In fact, if you know Praptavan and Praptavati, it makes life very, very easy. Dhanam Praptavan, Dhanam Praptavati, Sa Dhanam Praptavati, Saha Dhanam Praptavan, Te Dhanam Praptavantaha, Taha Dhanam Pradam Praptavatyaha. Okay, you don't need to remember what is that? Or okay, ayachat. Okay, ayachat, ayachatam, ayachan. Okay, so I don't need to get there. I don't need to remember the past tense at all because it's a little difficult. It becomes easy. So people use it very commonly, but I did not want to do it because let's go in a little structured way given we have time. That's all.
Okay.
We will do this. That will be an easier exercise. We will do that when we are once we are done with a little bit of little more of this one. So the obtainer can be a male as well as a female. No,
Mhm.
there is praptam, praptavan, praptavati. Napunsaklinga will be praptam, paditavan. Aham patham paditavan. Sorry. Aham prapta patham paditavan. It will remain common for everyone. Sa patham paditavan. Sa patham paditavati. Aham patham paditavan. I don't then need to remember apatat, apatatam, apatatam, apatan, apatha, apatatam, apatata, apatam, apatava, apatama. I don't need to remember this. I can use apatata, Paditavan and Paditavati and get away with it. So since it becomes easier, people do that first before doing this one.
Okay.
But we have
Thank
not
you.
done it as yet. Any other questions? Okay. I'll let you chew on this for this week. Please go through it in detail. This is a very important concept. This is a detailed concept which we will again and again do a lot of things in the coming weeks. Okay. I'll send out the presentation. If not today, maybe tomorrow-ish. Okay. And then we will connect again next week. We'll start with doing and we'll not do it in the same form, in the same Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya will not go that way. I have a little different structure. We will do Saptami first, then cover Tritiya, then cover Chaturthi, Panchami, then we will cover, or rather we'll cover Panchami, then we will cover Chaturthi. Chaturthi will be last. Okay, there's a reason I want to do it. I will cover it exactly the way I put it in this presentation. That is basically the way I put it in this presentation. Adhikarana. We'll cover Adhikarana. After the Karta, we'll cover the Adhisthana. That is, Karma is covered. We'll do the Adhikarana. Once we do the Adhikarana, then we will cover the Karana. Then we will do the other things, Sampradana and Apadana. This is the order in which we will go. So next week onwards, we'll start with the Adhikarana because that is easy. Okay. That way, it gives us a sense of where things are happening, how things are happening, and that will give us a very structured way of doing things. Okay. Kutra, kati, kada. These are the questions that it will answer. So we will do it that way. Astu va?
Dhanyavadas.
Dhanyavadaha. Astu. I will do the Mangalam for today. Prashnaha santi chet prichantu. I also want to leave a little early because I'm still yet to leave from office. So I will just finish this and I thought I'll leave. Okay. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः वो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी एषोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अथनात् सदनात् सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् हरिः ओम श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।